Welcome to another episode of Practical Astrology for you. I am your friend Tafan. Today I will be talking about Pisces sign, the 12th house of the Kalpurush Kundli. Why 12th sign? Because we all read and know that the 12th house lord is Jupiter. And Jupiter, is the sign lord of Sagittarius also. But in the 12th house, we don't see the results as much expected, from which we expect whatever result Jupiter gives in other houses, it doesn't give that type of result even in 12th house. So why there is an anomaly and what difference and why the difference is. So for the reference, actually I have been studying a book named Lal Kitab by Pandit Roopchand Joshi ji. I take that as a gospel actually. I follow that book a lot, and all those remedies which anyone actually suggests, any astrologer suggests, knowingly or unknowingly, he actually takes all those suggestions from that book actually. That's the authentic book. From most of the remedies have taken birth, and there are some other books also. So in those books actually, the 12th house Pisces sign, it is said that Ketu is the sign lord. So it explains actually, and logically also I will try to explain why Jupiter behaves differently in 12th house. What is the logic behind that? Before that, I want to share something because I forgot to follow a path actually. So I will be telling something about Ketu, that Ketu is the Karaka of intelligence, wisdom, non-attachment, fantasy, penetrating insight and detachment and psychic abilities. And what basically Ketu denotes moksha, sannyasa, self-realization and restlessness. So even logically, when you understand about Ketu, that it denotes these things, and when Jupiter moves to the 4th sign from Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is the Mool Trikona of Jupiter. So when Jupiter moves from its original house to the 4th house, means any house, if we consider the Kalpurush Kundli, the 4th house is the house where it comes to after for the sleep in the midnight time, if it is the Aries ascendant. So Cancer becomes the 4th house. So there Mars is debilitated. You all might be knowing, in the 4th house Mars becomes debilitated. But if we count from Sagittarius, the 4th house, Jupiter also is behaving in a similar way, but we don't say that it gets debilitated, we say it gets debilitated in the 10th house only. That's another aspect. So when Jupiter moves to the 4th house from itself, from the main house, the Mool Trikona house, it goes to a situation of trance. Or why 4th means 12th house? Because see, in 12th house we don't die actually. It's not the house of death. People misrepresent in that house as, okay, you die in the 12th house, you attain moksha. Either you attain it or you take another rebirth. Okay, so it's the house where we don't need education, we don't need knowledge, we don't need anything. So Guru, it becomes restless actually. So you will find many people whose horoscope Jupiter is positioned in the 12th house. They won't be studying so nicely. They won't be able to arrange things in that way that Jupiter will give good results, because you don't need a Jupiter. When you attain moksha, you no longer need any knowledge. So that's why the 12th house is very special and very important. That 12th house shows the main karmic results of Ketu. It's not just bad pleasure, which people misrepresent, that okay, 12th house is bad pleasures. For how many people it is bad pleasure? Not for everyone. So that's a resting place actually. Just simply when we translate things into English, it doesn't work exactly like that. So verbatim translation is not the exact remedy for everything. when we translate Sanskrit to English, the bhav or the meaning changes, or the feelings or the essence of that word gets somewhere lost. For everything, actually, for everything, there is a misrepresentation. Means we don't do justice with that word after translating it into English. So the anomalies start taking place more. So to understand 12th house, we have to understand moksha. We have to understand Ketu. Then only you can do justification with that. So why that is more important? Because the 12th house lord, if you take it as Jupiter, means suppose someone has a Pisces ascendant, then what you will do? You will take Jupiter as a Lagnesh, means ascendant lord. So all your calculations won't come true, because that is for actually Ketu. The Lagnesh Ketu has become the Lagnesh. In the other sense, I can also say that I take Virgo as Virgo sign lord as Rahu. I do Jyotish in this way only. My astrology is this. I follow these tools only. Then I come to the right conclusion. If I would follow the normal road which every astrologer is following, then I would be failing in my predictions. Whatever good is there in some book, I will follow that thing. I won't take everything from that one book or everything from the other book. I read a lot many books, and until and unless practically something is not suiting and something is not giving result, I won't take that, and I won't suggest any people to do that. So whosoever thinks that why Jupiter is behaving like that in 12th house, you have to understand. If something is not giving result to you, it's better to do a Ketu Bij Mantra jap on Wednesday. That will help you more, rather than doing a Jupiter Bij Mantra jap, because you all can understand the prediction has changed, the results will change, so the remedies will change. So astrology is not so simple, and it is not so complicated also. Just because we are not so much knowledgeable, and we don't read that much, and we are not familiar with things. Okay, this is this, and no one takes a what to say, that it is a thumb rule that you have to follow this, because everyone has his own way of doing astrology, and we don't rely upon what to say, the main book. With practice, actually, we become very much familiar with things. Okay, I have seen for my past so many years that this gives result like this only. So rather than going and explaining every person the significance and non-significance of any planet or any house, it's better to suggest him remedies, not going so deeply with him and explaining what the hell that means. If the remedy is right, so you will follow that person. So it's a suggestion for me to consider 12th house lord as Ketu and 6th house lord as Rahu. So you all will get a better result. I think I was able to convince people or convey my messages to everyone regarding the 12th house lord and the 6th house lord. I was specifically focused on Jupiter today because Jupiter is the Jiva, so it has more importance rather than I haven't taken the 6th house, because even if we don't consider Mercury so much, but that won't make us such a difference. But regarding Jupiter, it means a lot. So a calculation regarding Jupiter is going wrong, so everything goes wrong. So you all can understand this video is important, and you all need to understand the significance of 12th house also, why it is necessary, because Jupiter needs a rest also. I just didn't want to. So if your Jupiter is in your 12th house, so what does that say? That you need to give your Jupiter a bit of rest also. So the more you will give your Jupiter rest, the better it will give results. So even in transit, if someone is having the Jupiter in 12th house, like now it is in the Pisces sign itself. For Aries, it is in the 12th house. So they need to give a rest to that subject. Once it will come to their first house, then they will get the results. You all need to understand the logic behind every planet. If you all start understanding the logic behind every planet, you all will be very easy, feeling easy in your day-to-day life, and you all won't be needing any astrology any further. Thank you.